Welcome back, friends. In the previous lecture we have talked about electric flux, properties of electric flux, and we had introduction about electric flux density d bar. Also we have gone through the relationship between d bar and e bar. D bar is given by d bar is equal to epsilon e bar, and electric field intensity is represented in the electric flux density by this particular formula. When we will go to magnetostatics, similar kind of such a formula is also applicable in the magnetostatic. And now today we will discuss about electric flux density and its application in the Gauss law. What is the statement of the Gauss law? What is the statement of the Gauss law? Gauss law states that the total electric flux psi through any closed surface. This is very important now. Total electric flux psi through any closed surface is this statement. Closed surface is equal to the total charge enclosed by surface. I have given you that example of orange, that how much pulp will come outside if I started squeezing that particular orange till its volumes become zero. It will be definitely equal to the pulp enclosed by that particular thing. So if you understand this orange as a closed surface, and if the pulp is a charge which is enclosed inside, then you can understand the Gauss law. So the Gauss law says that the pulp will come outside exactly equal to the pulp enclosed by that particular orange. It may vary from different size of oranges, but right now try to understand this psi is equal to Q enclosed. This is the most important thing which Gauss law has proposed. So psi equal to Q enclosed according to the Gauss law. Now if I want to calculate a psi, now see, I want to calculate electric flux. So if it is a surface, you already know that why we take integration is a closed surface integration. See, this is very important to understand in electromagnetic subject. Closed line, closed surface and volume, these concepts plays very important role in your understanding. So once you have certain understanding of these mathematical concepts or mathematical notations, it becomes easier for you to understand the subject. Okay, so this is a closed surface integration of psi. That means I am talking about psi is equal to closed surface of d psi. Now if I need to calculate a psi, integration of d psi is by default it is coming. Now it's closed surface of d bar dot ds bar. What is d bar? So it is electric flux density. If you do remember, d bar unit is it is coulomb per meter square. So coulomb per meter square, when it is multiplied by surface once again meter square, the answer will be coulomb, and the unit of psi will come as coulomb. So these units are kept as it is. So whenever you will get any mathematical expression, you have this habit of checking the units. So d bar dot ds bar. So the electric flux density coming outside that particular surface, the dot product between, because surface is a vector quantity that we already talked about, dot product between these two will yield a scalar entity as psi, which is also equal to, listen to me carefully now, total charge enclosed Q is also equal to rho v dv. What is rho v? Rho v is volume charge density. We have talked about that. If it is a certain volume of very irregular shape, and if there are certain charges enclosed within this, positive, negative, or what it may be. So if someone asks you what is how much charge is enclosed, is equal to the volume of this particular thing. See, closed surface always forms volume. Take an example of your room. Room is closed from all sides, so you say that it is a volume of a cube. Your room is cuboidal in shape. That's why closed surface always forms volume. Now if this is a case, that means closed surface and volumes must be interrelated by some vector identity, and that vector identity is given as Q equal to, now see, psi is equal to Q, already given by Gauss law. We have certain formula for psi, we have certain formula for Q. If we just compare all this formula, finally we will get this. This is the most important expression. See, this expression we will need in unit number 4 even, and while solving the numericals of this particular unit also. So this is important. So Q equal to psi equal to closed surface integration of d bar dot ds bar is equal to volume integration of rho v dv. See, this is a volume integral. V is coming as the suffix, S is coming as the suffix, that means it's a closed surface. So the electric flux density in the closed surface taken over this small surface ds is exactly equal to the volume charge density taken over volume. Volume is a scalar entity, remember this thing. So Q equal to psi equal to this particular thing, and if I start comparing this, d bar dot ds bar equal to del dot d bar dv, you might have solved this divergence. See, del dot d bar means it's a divergence. How this del is coming? See, this is a vector identity. if you know Gauss divergence theorem, which we have talked about in the previous lecture, so whenever I am taking a closed surface of d bar dot ds bar, it can be replaced under a volume as del dot d bar. So it is a vector identity. So if del dot d bar dv is equal to d bar dot ds bar, and if I compare once again these two expressions, I will get that rho v is equal to del dot d bar. Why rho v equal to del dot d bar? It's simple to understand. If A equal to B and B equal to C, definitely A equal to C. So I will explain this Gauss law once again. Gauss law states that total electric flux through any closed surface is equal to total charge enclosed by surface. So the unit of psi is coulomb. Psi is equal to closed surface of d psi, which is equal to closed surface of d bar dot ds bar, and d bar is electric flux density. Units are matched. Total charge enclosed Q equal to rho v dv. As we know, for any closed surface, if I am talking about charge enclosed is equal to volume of if we take volume means triple integration, surface means double integration. We will solve those type of numericals also, don't worry about this. And now if I compare these three equations, I get Q equal to d bar dot ds bar and rho v dv. I have certain other identity is called Gauss divergence theorem. The divergence theorem states to me that d bar dot ds bar over a closed surface is equal to volume integral del dot d bar dv. And if I once again compare these two final equations, we will get rho v equal to del dot d bar, and this is the first Maxwell's equation. See, Maxwell's equations are very important in understanding the wireless communication. These are the basic, those four Maxwell's equation. As and when we will progress in the electrostatic and magnetostatic, time to time I will tell you. So you just note down somewhere, this is the first Maxwell's equation, this is the most important Maxwell's equation. Let's go to the next slide now. Now once you have knowledge of this electric flux density, see the next point of the unit, I just forgot to tell you that the next point of the unit is applications of the Gauss law, how Gauss law is applicable in deciding this particular thing, and verification of this Gauss law. For that, one PDF file is shared with you. It's a derivation kind of a thing. These three applications are very important in the examination point of view. And even remember one thing, state and prove Gauss law, the most favorite question of the examiner. State and prove Gauss law is the most favorite question of the examiner, because there are only two laws which governs electrostatic. I told you at the beginning, one is Coulomb's law, another one is the Gauss law. Numericals on the Coulomb's law and derivation or theoretical point on the Gauss law is the favorite question of examiner. So you try to understand this particular thing in detail, and just write down the statement of the Gauss law, this mathematical expression which we have talked just now, and I am giving you class notes PDF also, where you can see the step-by-step procedure how these things are solved, and that becomes easier for you to understand. Okay, so this is Gauss law and the three applications of the Gauss law. Gauss law applicable for point charge, line charge and surface charge, and how those closed surface are different in all these three cases. How this three different coordinate system plays an important role in deciding what should be the shape of closed surface. That we'll discuss in those PDF and in the tutorial session, even if the time permits. And right now this is the thing which I want to tell you about Gauss law, and in the next lecture we'll talk about electric potential, what potential is and how this potential plays an important role in deciding, and what is the relationship between E bar and E bar and V, that we will talk about. This is very important. Once again, the next question important in the examination point of view. So till then, keep learning, and thank you very much.